Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. In 2020, 68 million U.S. households had pets. They're companions. They provide support. In many cases, they're total and complete family members. Now, we've covered passion assets quite a bit at Annex Wealth Management, but between client inquiries and a number of webinars and in-person meetings, it's clear our pets are a passion asset. Amy Kiiskila is here to talk about it. She's a wealth strategist and estate planning attorney at Annex Wealth Management. Welcome back, Amy.
Thanks, Danny.
You know, I've struggled on this because many times I've thought nobody wants to learn about estate planning for pets, but you're a pet owner. We've got 3 golden retrievers. In fact, this really came to light in our family when we had an old estate plan that was done before I started working at Annex Wealth Management. And part of it was, if something happened to my wife and I, the dogs would go to a certain branch of the family. Well, that's not a possibility anymore. We really don't have something, and it would kill us if something happened to our pets and they didn't have that quality. It's important to people, isn't it?
It absolutely is. We love our pets. As an estate planning attorney in private practice, I drafted many plans where we did exactly that, talked about what happens to those pets upon death or incapacity.
I'm not making it up. In this studio, we had somebody in that line of work, and they said, I'm not making this up, they said they had done an estate plan for a monkey.
You know, I believe it. You know, monkeys are probably expensive to maintain, and you got to have the right person that's willing to take a monkey into the home.
Right. When people think about estate planning for pets, maybe they think of Leona Helmsley, the American businesswoman who died in 2007, and she left a $12 million trust fund to her dog. And that was kind of the poster child for maybe excess, maybe. That's an extreme. But for people who love their pets and they care deeply for them, it's not unusual to have something set up to take care of them. And it's important because it's estimated that more than 500,000 pets are euthanized because their pet parent died or became disabled. Is this an estate plan for a pet, or is this part of a larger estate plan?
You definitely want to think about it as part of a larger estate plan. That's exactly what we're doing with estate planning, is putting together the right decisions and documents to take care of the people and things that we love at our death, and that includes our pets.
Is this something that, let's start simply, what about incapacity? Are there provisions for that?
There are. Now, it can be very informal, right? Like somebody can just take your pet into their home and take care of it. With all good planning, it's good to have the right documentation in place. So for during lifetime, you might have a pet care authorization form, maybe even a wallet card saying who you're designating to take care of that pet. You might also think about that financial power of attorney. So if you want to make sure that somebody has an authority to pay the expenses for the pet, maybe you specifically mention that in your financial power of attorney.
Well, kids are expensive. Pets are expensive too, right? There's the food, there's the medical care, there's all those things. Are there provisions for that?
There are. So when we think about our documents that take place at death, right, that's another place where we want to mention what we want to happen to our pet and how we want that pet taken care of. So you might just put a bequest in a will or maybe a living trust to say, hey, Jane's going to take my dog and I'm going to leave her a sum of money to pay for that dog. You can actually even go farther, though, and again, it's going to depend on what your state law allows, but it is possible to create something like a pet trust, a little bit like Leona Helmsley did. You know,
again, I struggle with this topic, but I think, and I know people who love their pets and it's important and they would want this for them. Others, yeah, they're going to go to the Farmer Wilsons, right?
Right. And think about the monkey or a horse or a turtle. They can live a very long time and might be very expensive to take care of, in which case you might think about going to that level of creating that pet trust. And if you do, one of the things you want to think about is, well, what happens if there's money left at the end? Where are those funds going to go? They're going to go to a charity designated for animal causes or back to maybe a human beneficiary.
Yeah. Well, these are great thoughts. Where would somebody start? What's the best spot to start?
I start by having a great conversation with your advisors, your financial advisor, your estate planning attorney, about what your goals and intentions are and what makes sense, and then work with an estate planning attorney to put a good estate plan in place.
Great. And folks, if you are listening to this and saying, oh, I'm not alone, I would worry about my pets, Amy and I are here for you, right?
We are.
Yeah. Amy Kiiskila is a wealth strategist and estate planning attorney at Annex Wealth Management. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Danny.